So today I was going through TikTok and I saw a video that redirected me to YouTube, and I got to learn a lot of things when it comes to spiritually. And I find it that it is also related to science. Now, in science, even if your ancestors never had cancer, like maybe your father, your mother, and their own parents never had cancer, and somebody in your bloodline, even if it is your sister or your brother, develops cancer, then there's a high chance of you getting cancer too, even if it's not your mother or your father that had cancer. Same thing with this spiritual stuff I came across on YouTube, on TikTok rather. Yeah, I saw it on TikTok, then I went to YouTube. So on YouTube, it said it was talking about spiritual stuff, and it said there are things you do in this life that will become generational traits. Like when you are, let's say, a habit you developed will now begin to reflect in your family. Like, let's say you're an alcoholic, you develop the habit of drinking, and you become alcoholic. You have then started a line for your own family, and then it will now embed in your genes. And even if you have your children already, or you're about to have your children, when you begin to have your children will then begin to have that same traits in them. Even if you were a womanizer, and you then say, and it becomes a habit, a very bad habit, or let me say strong habit that you can't get rid of, or even if you can't get rid of it, you can reduce it, it doesn't matter, it's still there. Your children are going to do the same thing. So I think this is what they call karma, because it's also the same thing. Now, why I'm doing this video is I saw somewhere on Facebook where somebody sent a message to an influencer, a social media influencer, telling her that when he was younger, he trapped 3 women, made them pregnant for him, because not that he really loved them or he liked them, just because he wanted to have control over them as a child. When he was younger, that was what was in his mind. Then he said he's now 42 or 45 or 47, around the 40s, and now he's regretting the things he did when he was younger, because the children, 2 girls that he had with one of the 3 women, are now experiencing the same thing he did to the mother of those girls. And now he's saying he is trying to correct his wrong, retract his steps and do the right thing, because he cannot advise the children and they will listen to him, because he has set the pace already for them, and they had seen that that kind of life is okay. That kind of life is okay to live. So if you are doing that, why are you telling me not to do it? You get what I'm saying? So it is now, he had now embedded that character in his genes, that the daughters are now not even doing it. They are now the one experiencing it, and they are okay with it, because they thought that is how it is supposed to be. And you know what's funny? It doesn't have to always the children don't have to always see you do them. Even if you hide and do them, you don't say that they are doing it, because you have embedded them in your genes. So that's why I'm thinking, like, wow, before you marry, it is better you need to forget they're telling me I don't want to know your past and all that. Man, I think you should know their past. Then you should then decide what you want to do, if you're going to go ahead with them or not. You get? It's not like you should judge them. Yeah, they are very good people, prostitutes and all that. I think life happened that they are doing such things, but you need to know they did this, yes, why, what happened, and then you begin to tackle it on time. It's not after you then begin to realize that where is this attitude from? The mother is not like this, the father is not like this. What did they do in the past? Then if it's not them, the father and the mother, you need to know what happened. How is the father treating the mom? How is the mom treating the father? How are they loving themselves? Is the mother suffering silently from the actions of the father? How is the father loving the mother? Is it really showing love to the mother? Because sometimes, let me say most times, no matter how much they hide it, because I know why I say no matter how much they hide it. I have met someone who was married, and he was telling me that they made an agreement. He made an agreement with his wife that he doesn't want to have extramarital affairs and have a second wife, because he came from a polygamous home and the wife came from a polygamous home. So he doesn't want the kind of life he experienced with his with his polygamous family. So he didn't want that kind of life for his children. But at the end of the day, no matter how much he preached and everything, guess what? He was still asking me out. And I'm like, why are you asking? What kind of mentality is this? Okay, why? He's a wife, and the wife doesn't want to give him the things he wants and how he likes it. I'm like, why don't you talk to your wife? That is how it starts. What then is it? Why are you making excuses? So now it's the same thing the father did. No matter how hard he fought, he tried and everything, it's the same thing he is doing. Also, you need to, that's why we advise that you follow people who follow God, really follow God, not those kind of people that overdo things and then, or pretend, and then, not all, overdo things, and they are the ones who pretend that they follow God and do things and do not follow the teachings and directions of God. You get what I'm saying? You just need, that's why we always say follow God, and look for who respects and follow God and loves you and considers you. Let me say not love, considers you. There are many people who follow God. They follow God so much, is it enthusiasts? They follow God to a point that they do not even consider you at all. They follow God and forget you. You get? There are some people who God called to do such a thing. I don't think such people should marry. Yes, I do not advise such people to marry. Face God and face God wholeheartedly and leave marriage alone. But if you want to marry, you have to consider your partner too. Yes, I'm not talking down on anybody who is following God 100% and not looking to their partners. If that is the kind of life or that's the kind of calling God has on you, follow it and leave marriage alone. Not everybody must marry. So that's what I'm thinking. What another advice, the main advice I'm going to tell you guys is, be careful what you do. That's what they call karma, I think. But be careful what you do, because it will definitely happen to you. When you want to do something, imagine, what if this thing, it happens, it's been done to my daughter, to my child. Now that man is feeling bad because it is being done to his child. You get, he's regretting what he did when he was younger. What if this thing is done to my child? How would I feel? Would I be happy? You get? So buckle up, watch yourself, change your ways, and be better. That's what I always say. Be better.